Creating a life that is authentic, bold, and purposeful takes audacity. It takes disruption. That is what it means to be a professional troublemaker. Professional Troublemaker is a book, a podcast, and a life habit. I'm your host, Ajayi Jones, bestseller of books, aficionado of authenticity, and sorceress of side eyes, here to bring you perspectives, conversations, and deep dives about culture, business, leadership, life. Plus, my conversations are with world movers and change agents who have gotten where they are through their tenacity, their truth-telling, and commitment to making good trouble. My hope is that this show compels you to do big things in a world where we have so much to fear. Let this be an arena of audacity for you. Let's get into it. This year is about Little Luvvie, the 5-year-old me who rocked gold chains, red lipstick, and ruffles on her birthday and told people exactly what she wanted. The kid whose favorite phrase was, "That's not fair." The tiny rebel who would get in trouble for her mouth and was willing to as long as she knew it was what felt right. I'm still this girl, this little troublemaker. I look at pictures of me when I was a kid and I smile because I've managed to stay true to that girl. I feel like I am honoring her, healing her, and helping her every single day. And now, I've done something really special for her. I've written a book called Little Troublemaker Makes a Mess, and I'm really proud of it. It's my first children's book, but it's a long-time dream realized. It's illustrated by a brilliant artist named Joey Spiotto. I wrote it for her and others like her, and I'm so excited for it to drop into the world on May 2nd, 2023. I created Professional Troublemaker for the grown-ups, Rising Troublemaker for the teens, and now the babies have Little Troublemaker. Turn up. But you know that kid, the tiny rebel with a cause, with a strong side eye and a giant smile and a kind spirit. They're confident, sometimes to a fault. They have big feelings, big personalities in their tiny packages, and they can seem fearless because they aren't easily swayed. Their confidence might not match their capabilities just yet, but they don't let it stop them. The kid who is clear about who they are and was born being clear about it. The little troublemaker. I was her. I am her. You might be her. You might be raising your own. Maybe you're listening to this with your own little troublemaker. Well, I wrote Little Troublemaker for me, for you, for them. In the book, we meet Little Luvvie, a girl who loves her mom and her sister. She also loves doing kind things for other people. But those kind things don't always have the best results. Let's put it in clear terms. Her execution is in shambles. Sis does not have it together, but she definitely tries hard. In the book, Little Luvvie finds out what happens when your big heart causes you to break some big rules and what to ask yourself before you act. Little Luvvie's rebellious attitude and heart of gold are sure to inspire kids with big personalities, huge hearts, and even bigger feelings. Again, it's out May 2nd, but you can order it now everywhere books are sold. Or you can go to littletroublemakerbook.com. And the audiobook was narrated by me. So in the creation of this book, I've had to go deep into that playful side of me and tap into who that kid was. And the message in the book is one she needed to hear and one that I still need to hear sometimes now. Over the next 5 episodes, we will explore all things Little Troublemaker. What does it really mean to be one? How do we affirm the ones in our lives? How did the book come together? Etc., etc. So for the next 5 weeks, this is the focus of the Professional Troublemaker podcast. So feel free to listen in with your littles. I have stuff for them. This episode in particular is an ode to my younger self, to Little Luvvie, and all the things I want her to know. So I wrote Little Luvvie a letter, and I'm going to read it. Hey kid, 38-year-old Luvvie here. Dropping in on you because I have a lot to tell you. First of all, I wrote us a book. It's called Little Troublemaker, and it's really cool, and it's fun, and it stars you. You look great, and the illustrator, Joey, he really captured your fade. Your haircut is really nice. Anyway, I'm really proud of you. I gotta say that. I remember how you would use your voice to speak up even though you might get in trouble. You did what you felt was right. That is called courage, and you've always shown it. And because of Mom, we were allowed to be the girl who spoke her truth. And you allowed me to take that courage with me wherever I went. When we moved to the United States and we were the new girl for the first time, we still said, I will be who I really am, even when it was scary. I'm proud of us for that. A lot of things have happened with us, and I hope I'm making you proud too. Our side eye is still strong, and we still laugh with our whole bodies. Rice is still our favorite food, and we're still obsessed with the color red in all shades. Like, red has legit been our jam since we were 3. Oh, and we still like a fierce hat with a good red lip and layering our gold chains. Remember how we wore a gold dress to our 5th birthday? Yeah, we're still killing it on the fashion tip. And you might not know it yet, but though you may be small in stature, you are mighty in spirit and impact. The ways you take up space will take you really far. That unapologetically loving heart of yours is really going to come with you in all things. Don't tame that. Your name, Little means God's love. That is truly your life's path. You will be constantly shown that God's grace leads you, so rest in that. There are probably other things you're wondering about growing up and what grown-up me has learned. And while there are so many things I could share, there are 5 things I really want you to know. First, I want you to know you can learn and grow from your mistakes. I know you're still figuring everything out right now. You're going through life trying to help everyone, but sometimes that kindness you wear on your sleeve can get you in trouble. Sometimes people might take advantage of it. Sometimes you won't get it right, and that's okay. That's how you learn. Nobody likes to make mistakes. I know. But I want you to remember that you can't be afraid to fail, because if you're afraid to fail, you won't do big things. And it is when you try to do big things that big rewards come. I don't want you to lose your boldness, your confidence, even when the world makes you feel bad. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because failure is a great teacher. It is how we all learn and grow. I'll tell you something. The times we fell flat on our faces have been the times we've grown the most. We always learn valuable lessons, and we use it as steps in our journey to be better. Don't forget that we won't ever fail, because the only time we fail is if we make a mistake and learn nothing from it. That doesn't happen, because we're forever students. Our love of learning is still strong, especially when something doesn't go right. Never forget that the same determination you use to achieve your goals can be the same fire that fuels you to make a positive difference in the world. With time and patience, your bravery, kindness, and relentlessness will guide you towards success, even if it takes a couple of detours along the way. Second thing I want you to know. When you make a mess, take responsibility to clean it up. Let me tell you a little secret. We all make messes. Yep, even yours truly, who's now a full adult. But here's one thing that separates the grown-ups from the children. Responsibility. Whether it's a mess in the kitchen or a messy situation, when you make it, you gotta clean it. And yes, I am looking at you, the girl with the big heart that always seems to get her into trouble. I know you're probably thinking, but Luvvie, I was just trying to help. And I hear you. But hear me too when I say that your relentless kindness and bravery will take you far only if you accept responsibility for your actions, even when things don't go as planned. Probably especially when things don't go as planned. So, own your messes, Little Luvvie. Wipe those counters clean when you make a mess and apologize when you hurt someone. It won't be easy, but trust me, it'll be worth it. And let me let you in another secret. Sometimes making a mess intentionally can be liberating. Being a rebel sometimes means breaking the rules, taking risks, and pushing boundaries. But remember, the responsibility to clean up the mess still applies. even to rebels like you. So go ahead, be willing to step up and make some messes, but remember to clean up after yourself. And when you're done, stand tall and proud of the mess you made because it means you took a risk, tried something new, and learned a valuable lesson along the way. How do we take up space, use our voices, and disrupt the rooms we're in for the greater good, even as the world tells us to shrink? And how do we do so while being proud of who we are? And how do we find the people who can walk alongside us as we do it? Our village. This is truly what it means to be a troublemaker at any age. This is especially relevant as Angel Reese, the censor for LSU's championship-winning women's basketball team, is being critiqued for not cowering, for not being as nice as people want her to be. Because one thing the world is going to do is tell Black women to be less confident, less assured, and because folks just want to humble us. That is what we're going to be talking about on my Troublemaker Tour, kicking off on April 28th. I'll be doing an event in both Chicago, my hometown, and New York. I want to ignite change and inspire people to be the troublemakers that our world needs desperately. This Troublemaker Tour is going to be so dope, with laughter, thought-provoking conversations, and a sense of community that we all need right now. I am passionate about creating a world that censors Black women and where everyone has a seat at the table so we can all use our voices to make a difference. That's what the Troublemaker Tour is all about, and it's going to be amazing. I'll be joined by some incredible women who will be sharing the stage with me because they're women who know what it's like to be considered too much, too bossy, too colorful. I call them my friends, my sisters, my village. They're disruptors in their own right, and their brilliance blows me away all the time. On April 28th in Chicago, Illinois, I'll be with Unique Jones-Gibson at Park West. On May 1st, I'll be in New York with Brittany Packnett Cunningham at the Gramercy. And May 15th, I'll be virtual with Tabitha Brown. Tickets are available at troublemakertour.com. Grab them now before they're all gone, because these evenings will be soul-filling, and I am so excited. It'd be dope to see you there. Bring yourself, bring a friend, bring your teenager, because they're going to find a lot of value in this also. Come share these affirming spaces with me, and let's take up space, and let's make trouble together. Every ticket purchased comes with a copy of Little Troublemaker Makes a Mess, so you can give that to a tiny troublemaker in your life. So go to troublemakertour.com and grab your tickets now. Third thing I want to tell you, it is okay to ask for help. Let me repeat. It is okay to ask for help. When you're small, the world can feel really big, mysterious, scary, and overwhelming. You can ask for help. In fact, you should ask for help. And because you're smart and capable, you feel like you can do everything yourself. I got it is one of your favorite things to say. But I want to remind you that you don't have to do it all by yourself. You've always been independent and the kind of person who knows her own mind. But sometimes real strength comes from being able to admit that you need a hand. The same courage that tells you to be bold, I want you to use it to recognize your limitations and turn to those around you for support. And you have an amazing group of people around you. You have a great family, and you will make some amazing friends who will feel like family. There's nothing that shows strength more than realizing that asking for help doesn't make you any less independent, fierce, or amazing. The truth is, no one person can do everything. So when you're overwhelmed or frustrated, it's okay to reach out and say, hey, I could use some help here. In fact, I think you'll be surprised by how much more better things can be when you are brave enough to ask for help. Asking for help can take a lot of stress off you and add an element of fun to hard situations. Asking for help allows someone to show you love. The way you like to help others, give people a chance to help you. It shows togetherness. And just remember, you're fantastic, and asking for help doesn't diminish this in any way. So keep on being your funny, joyful, bold self, and if things get too much, don't be afraid to ask for backup. People are here for you. Number 4, I want you to know that good intentions should come with good actions. You have a lot of dreams and plans, and you always want to help somebody. Your heart is so big, and I love that. Always keep that. I want to remind you to make sure your actions go with what you want to happen. You got to know that good intentions are not good enough. Sometimes just saying you care isn't enough. You have to take action. You have to be there. You have to show up and show people that they matter. You have to do good, not just be good. So, for example, if you want to stand up for what is right, try to do it in the most thoughtful way you know how. I love your rebelling spirit. It is a driving force in our lives. But remember that though you're small, you are mighty, and so is your mouth. So when you want to challenge something or someone, I want you to ask yourself 3 questions before you do. Do I mean it? Can I defend it? Can I say it with love? I'm going to repeat that for you. Do I mean it? Can I defend it? Can I say it with love? When you mean what you say and can defend it, try to say it thoughtfully. Now, let me admit, we don't always get that third part right when we're frustrated, angry, or feeling big feelings. We do not. But we can try. We can always try. Good intentions and good action can take many shapes. A smile for someone who needs it, an ear to listen to, or an active role to serve those in need. Keep choosing to love radically, to love harder than anger, and to choose kindness as much as you can. That unwavering compassion will be healing to you and the people around you. Leading with your heart is not for the faint of heart, but you got this. You're more than enough for the task at hand. And finally, I want you to remember to take up space, even when you want to shrink. The world can be harsh on us. The world can sometimes make us feel like we're wrong for being confident, vocal, or clear about what we want. I want you to listen to those you trust, but I also want you to always be true to yourself. I want you to never forget that you should take up space in any room you're in because you belong there. When you are tempted to be smaller or to shrink, remember that you're truly there to make a positive impact. People might say you are too much or too bossy or too something. The thing that people say you are too much of is often your superpower. Find a way to use it in service of yourself and others. People will tell us that we are too mouthy. Well, we grew up to use our words to make change. Your boldness, your heart, your gumption, your courage, they're inspiring. You are powerful even beyond what you know. Don't leave your power behind. Wield it well and responsibly. And if there's a way to use your power for someone else who might not be as confident or clear as you, use it. That is truly kindness. So those 5 things, they're really important. Really, really important. I want you to remember what those 5 things are. 1, you can learn and grow from your mistakes. 2, when you make a mess, take responsibility to clean it up. 3, it is okay to ask for help. 4, good intentions should come with good actions. And 5, take up space even when you want to shrink. Keep those in mind. Oh, and remember how you said you were going to be a doctor when you grow up because you want to help people? Yeah, that obviously didn't happen. The doctor dream died with the D we got in chemistry freshman year of college. So yeah, we did not become doctors. You won't be a doctor. But you will help people with your words as a writer. Yes, that mouth that gets you in trouble now sometimes, it's going to pay off and get you paid in the long run. So yeah, I made you something so you can see yourself and see how loved you are. That's what my book called Little Troublemaker Makes a Mess will do. It's about how our big hearts can get us in big trouble when we do small planning. But it's also about how we are lovable even when we make mistakes. I'm excited to see you reflected in cartoon form. We're mad cute. And this book is funny, and I'm so glad other kids will get to see you, the tiny rebel with a cause. Other kids will get to see themselves reflected in our shenanigans, and it's pretty freaking cool. So I am really proud of you, and I hope you keep that boldness that you have now, because you're going to need it. Keep that self-assurance. It will keep you standing. And most of all, keep that faith. It will keep you soaring. Love, big, but sometimes still kind of little, Luvvie. So I love her. I honor her, the little Luvvie that I was, and the grown woman I've become who continues to step fully into her own. I'm proud of both of them. For those of you who are listening in, one thing I'd love for you to do right now is to pre-order Little Troublemaker Makes a Mess. It is perfect for kids ages 4 to 8, and you can get it wherever books are sold. You can get the audiobook also, but go to littletroublemakerbook.com and you'll get all the information. There, you'll also find an activity kit for the kids to download with proof of your pre-order. So we have a coloring sheet for them. We have a word search. We're going to talk about affirmations in future episodes that you can play with the kids. It's really important that they feel seen, heard, affirmed in this moment. You know, reeling in their energy and making sure that we are channeling what they're up to properly. So, and if you like this episode, you will love my Troublemaker tour. I'll be in conversation in end of April and May with 3 incredible people. So to my Chicago folks, I'm going to be in conversation with Unique Jones Gibson April 28th at Park West. New York people, May 1st, I will be in conversation with Brittany Packnett Cunningham at the Gramercy Theater. And for those who are not in Chicago or New York, we have a virtual stop with Tabitha Brown, the incredible Tabitha Brown. All details and tickets are at littletroublemakerbook.com. I'd love to see y'all in the building. We are kicking off this really fun season of trying to heal our inner child. Our conversations are going to be around how do we make sure that we raise the ones that we know right now without killing their spirit, but channeling it into something more positive. We're going to talk about how we were as kids and how that shows up now for us as adults. It's going to be dope. So tap in littletroublemakerbook.com and see y'all in the next episode. More about Little Troublemaker.